Normally I wouldn't make a video like this, but because so many people have requested to see my setup, and I see a lot of people asking what figures do I have in the back, I figured I'd make a video on that combined with explaining where I was when I left the channel for a week, because that kind of ties into this video. So a couple of weeks ago, I was absent from the channel for 7 or 8 days, and I was at a convention called Anime Los Angeles. This was in Ontario, California. It's where a bunch of cosplayers go, and people shop around. Anime figures, manga, hentai, voice actors and actresses, things you would expect of an anime convention. So I was attending as an exhibitor. Originally, I planned to just go there for the setup and the takedown, but while I was there, I decided, you know what, why don't I just work the entire weekend? And because of that, I had the last minute idea that, wow, you know what, maybe I should cosplay. So on one of the nights, I just put together this last minute cosplay of Higgs from Death Stranding. But no, I'm not really a cosplayer. Like, I've never done that before. I mean, I've dressed up in my lifetime as a kid. This was like my first real experience doing some shit like this. It was pretty wild at the amount of people who stopped me to take pictures. And here I am in what I call ghetto Higgs, because it was like, it really wasn't too accurate, but I guess people that played Death Stranding still knew who I was. But yeah, so I was at Anime Los Angeles, and it was meant for work, but it turned into a mixture of work and pleasure. And it was pretty fun just being there in that atmosphere. And while there, I picked up a couple figures. But before we get into what's in the cases, we do have a sponsor for this video. Conquerors Blade. That's right. It's back again, because sometimes chopping down other players in an online 15 versus 15 siege battle with my own customized warlord equipped with a unique weapon and set of abilities one time just isn't enough. But what's new? What's happening? Well, Conquerors Blade has an update that went live on the 23rd and runs until the 11th of next month, titled the Winter Light Festival. This is to celebrate the Chinese New Year, so you can expect a few New Year themed additions to the game, like the new PvE campaign based on the Great Wall of China. I love history. A new PvP map, new cosmetics in the store, fireworks, and even New Year themed artillery. There's also new challenges that will join the Season 2 Battle Pass, and this includes new rewards like a new banner and title. And there's a new daily login event with cool cosmetics and tokens to redeem for even more goods. So if you want to control an army, be a part of the action and shred other players while enjoying a nice in-game event full of rewards, there's no better time to start playing Conquerors Blade than now. Just click that link down below to get started. Okay, so the first figure in the case is Forte from Rage of Bahamut. Normally, I wouldn't buy figures of an anime that I haven't seen. It's kind of like feeling like a fake fan. But the detail and just the look of this figure was a bit too hard to pass up, and for the price, it was a bit justified because I do play Shadowverse. It's like an anime version of Hearthstone, and I believe it's kind of in the same universe as Rage of Bahamut, or at least there's characters from the anime in Shadowverse. So I was like, well, this is a bit justified, I can do it. But I'm going to binge the anime, just so I won't feel like a fake, and also I do know it's a good anime, but yeah, this is Forte. Just look at the fucking detail in this. She's so big though, with her weapons, that there's not really any space to add more figures in this case. And then these little characters here are just from events that I've been to, so it's just kind of like a little trinket to remind me of cool places that I've been, like Designer Con, my first time at a sushi bar in LA that gave out these little Lego sushi hand rolls. On this second shelf, this one might be my favorite because ReZero is, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite animes because I don't think about it a lot, but I really did enjoy it. And recently ReZero released the director's cut, which I guess explains things that have went unanswered in the original anime so that we can get those answers before season 2 comes this year. So that's pretty exciting. I'm going to watch that eventually. But here's Rim and Ram. This is like the wedding version. There's so many versions of these girls that are prize figures, and I just took off the gowns or whatever because they were a pain in the ass to keep on. And then there's a deck of cards just to kind of spice this up. Here's my children, Ray, Emma, and Norman from The Promised Neverland. If you have not read The Promised Neverland or watched The Promised Neverland, you have to. You can't think about it. You can't wonder if you should. You have to. The animation for the anime is beautiful. The manga is still ongoing, and the anime probably won't catch up to it anytime soon, but it's top 5 manga for me, so that has to mean something. But this one's cool because you buy them all separately, and they kind of just fit together with the couches that they sit on. And then below, this is juicy. This is the Fate shelf, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit more in here, but here we have Ryder, Ishtar, and Mordred. And then in the back, this is actually hentai, and I picked this up at the con as well. You guys don't want to know how much money I spent on hentai and figures at this convention, but this one I can show, you know, it's not too much on the cover. The other ones I can't really show you guys. And then below I just have my very small manga collection because I read most of my manga online. But this is Goblin Slayer, I believe up until the latest volume that's in English. And then a copy of The Promised Neverland and I Am a Hero, which is a zombie manga. They have a live action for this as well, and I would recommend you watch it because it's actually pretty good. A really well done live action. Entertaining even if you haven't read it or if you don't know anything about it. And do you guys know what this is? This is fucking IGPX. I made a video talking about Toonami before and how it's this program that was pretty much my generation's only way of watching anime growing up, at least for the people in America. I don't know in other countries, but IGPX was like the first CGI anime that I've watched. And though today if this show was to come out, it wouldn't be my favorite. As a kid, it's memorable for me. So I found this at some store for cheap. It's like the DVD collection. And though I haven't watched it since buying it, I just put it in there. Who else has some IGPX shit on their shelf? And here's the other shelf, 2B. Now this 2B figure is expensive, and I would have much appreciated it if she was naked, or at least had a little less, but that version's even more expensive. And then we have Misato from Eva, and I have to be honest, I've watched the original series and I'm not really a fan of it. I'm a fan of her as a character, and I'm a fan of the design of the show. Now I also get the appeal to the anime, but it just didn't connect with me. I know that's like an unpopular opinion. Maybe I need to watch the Rebuild series, but yeah, I just can't say I'm too much of a fan of Eva. This figure was actually given to me by a friend. And then below this we have BB, or Bridge Baby. This isn't gonna stay in the case forever, this is just temporary. And then here's this cheap version of Higgs mask that I made by buying a skeleton or half skeleton mask off eBay, and I just spray painted it gold a long time ago. The baby does light up as well. And then below that, I just have some random figures. Don't have a theme going on this shelf, but My Hero, Slime, Gantz, or Gantz. This is actually my first figure, and this was bought off the Wish app, so it's definitely fake. The real figure for this is like $100 or so more, but it still looks pretty good in my opinion. She actually snapped in half, so she's super glued right now. I have a love-hate relationship with Gantz. I love the movie that came out, CGI one, and the manga is great, but man, the anime was just so hard to pull through. So fucking hard to pull through. And the Ship Girl, I'm another fake fan. Never watched it, never played it. I just saw her for pretty cheap and I was like, hey, I gotta buy this shit. I'll probably give it to a friend though. And yeah, as far as where I purchased these cases or the lights. But yeah, as you can see in the room, this is my setup. I have a standing desk and you can see it is complemented by hanging wires. And it's just me that lives here. No one's judging, but I just gave up on this fucking wire management. I had it before, but because my desk is always going up or down and the wires need some hang room, fuck it. And then the front and back of my room are pretty much sliding mirrors. So the two walls that aren't mirrors are just flooded with soundproofing to help as much as possible. Although with the design of my bedroom, it's kind of hard to not have a reverb in here, because a lot of places, a lot of apartments in California, your bathroom area is usually connected to your room. I visited like 45 apartments here, and there was maybe 2 that I found that separated the bedroom. So like the hallway with the sink is in here, and then the bathroom is behind a door, but still there's so much space and there's like a hallway that there's a reverb. And then this right here, this tapestry, is designed by my friend Tammy. You guys usually can't see the whole thing because I'm sitting down, but it's actually a Sailor Moon design. Yes, as you can see, everything's just themed pink, purple. I love that shit. I see some comments that are like, is it just me or is this room girly? Yeah, Mr. Fucking Obvious, it's very girly. I have the ring light, 3 monitor setup, though none of these monitors are the same. I don't even have a gaming monitor for my main. I did. It was a Acer, I believe, or Asus, and I've went through 3 of them. They had a really good refresh rate and they were meant for gaming, but they busted on me 3 different times. And eventually I just went with a Samsung curved monitor that's not meant for gaming, but I don't really give a shit about that extra refresh rate or speed. But anyway, enough with this rant. Thank you for chilling with me for this video, and I hope you guys like the setup. And with all that being said, I will catch you in the next video. See you soon, friends.